Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Once again, coming at you with another lesson. Lord's will, it will be edifying. And I want to entitle this video, Famine and Water Shortages is Coming to America, aka Babylon the Great. And that's exactly what's about to come to this place, where everybody is basically they're comfortable because you can go out, you can still go out and to a restaurant, sit down and eat and shop and do all of these things that people normally do, even though it's way less food out here. People are still basically doing the same things they've always done, thinking that nothing's going to change. But as we know, it's going to be a time of trouble in this earth that there has never been. The time of Jacob's trouble. And it's fastly approaching. Those wars that are happening in the world today, that's some major, major signs, major prophecies taking place, letting us know what time we in. And right now, we live in it's getting really, really close to the time of Jacob's trouble. And it has already began. See, but it's just slowly ramping up. But once this thing hit, it's going to hit hard. And all of the ones of us that weren't prepared, that didn't heed this word, they wasn't listening to the prophets or the prophecies. They didn't care. They didn't think it was important. They carried on as if nothing was happening. Those are the ones that are about to get caught off guard, because this famine and these water shortages is real. Okay, this is prophecy and it's going to happen. Now, first thing I want to get into is this video clip. Let me see if I can find it here. I believe this is the one right here. This is from the brother's channel, Arrows of Indignation 144. Subscribe and be edified. This video is basically breaking down how the farming, the farms, all of those things are being affected as we speak, all over the entire world, but right here in Babylon the Great. The people are thinking that food, water, everything that you normally able to access on a daily basis is going to stay that way. Not so. During the time of Jacob's trouble, it's going to be rough. See, some people I know, they've been hearing the prophets, and we've been telling you about how there's going to be civil war, martial law. See, it's going to be great famines out here. It's going to be great death, ultimately. People finna get deleted on a high level real soon. But people not expecting all of the angles that this thing is going to be hitting at. It's going to be hitting at all angles. Angles that people are not even going to be planned or ready for. You ain't going to know you're not going to know where it's coming from. Because the Lord is finna put the evils out here on the level that this world has never seen. See? During the time of Pharaoh, he hit them with all of those plagues. And that was a terrible, terrible time. But that's nothing compared to what's about to hit this place. See, these famines, these water shortages, these floods, these droughts, all of these things happening in the world today is getting ready to ramp up on a level in which nobody has never seen. Specifically for Babylon the Great. Everybody here, most people are comfortable. They're thinking everything's going to carry on. They're not prepared to what's about to hit. See, even the preppers ain't prepared. They may have food, they may have tools and supplies for survival, but a lot of them don't have Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. What are you going to do if you do not have divine protection from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in the time that's coming? You're just not going to make it. A lot of people who are prepping ain't even going to be around to reap the benefits of all the things they prepped. See, that's the way the Lord's got this thing laid out. Either you with the Lord or you're not. So, yep, it's getting ready to get real rough out here. I'm going to play this video clip, and then I got an article I want to read, and then get it to these prophecies. So I'm going to roll this clip. Some volume here.
Hey, still from Georgia, so this is news out of Texas. But folks, these are alarm bells ringing for the entire United States. And our government is not listening. Overnight, multiple farms in the state of Texas completely shut down. And the reason for this shutdown was because they have lost almost 100% of their workforce. Now, we know this is the result of the immigration raids and stricter enforcement, but the ripple effect is going to be felt all the way across this country.
That's the point. These agents out here basically taking Jake away in vast numbers, and they hyped up to do it. But at the same time, it's going to affect the entire food supply. It's affecting the entire economy, in which these devils, they planning slowly but surely crashing this economy to make way for the MOTB anyway. Let me continue.
Now, you've got crops that are rotting in the fields. You have livestock that is not being attended to at all. And that takes a lot of personnel. And we're talking, so now we're getting every area of food to include meat. And the communities that surround these farms, those businesses and those people who depend on the income from these farms, it's creating disasters for small communities in Texas. Now, this is not stopping at Texas farms. This is going to end up all the way across America, especially in the breadbasket, the middle of the nation, because they have tons of immigrant help. But folks, the alarm bells are ringing. Your food on your plate is being affected. So you got to think about it.
And these MAGA hat wearers, they don't understand what the hell is going on. See, a famine is being set up right before your very eyes. But most people cannot see it because, the Lord has blinded them. And he wants them to be blinded all the way until the time everything hits. Because when it hits, it's going to be too late. It's going to hit these people like a ton of bricks. They're not going to know what the hell is going on. But we see it. We see everything being played out. These devils making moves all over the entire world in order to set up their NWO. Ultimately, that's what's happening. But, people are going to get caught. Let me continue.
It won't be soon until either prices go ridiculously high or you just won't have any food to buy.
We're here. We are here at the FAFO stage. This is really bad. And if you appreciate my content, please engage with this video. I'm just going to read this to you. Multiple Texas farms shut down after almost 100% of workforce vanishes overnight. In a stunningly swift overnight change, some Texas farm operations had to shut down after losing virtually all of their workforce. An exodus triggered by the increase in immigration raids and increased enforcement. The ripple effects of these raids are the gift that keeps on giving and will be felt nationwide. Unpicked crops are now left unharvested. Livestock were left untended, and rural economies are on edge. The story isn't just a tale of woe for Texas farms. It's a warning for American agribusiness, food prices, and communities that keep food on our plates. I need you to share this with every Republican you know. And you don't even need to wait for their response. They just need to know what's happening. And this is part of my line of work. I deal with commercial farmers, including these small farmers, as clients, and I cannot tell you how this is the beginning of the complete collapse of our economy under this Project 2025 administration that doesn't know what they're doing. talk about the immediate shuttering of farms, because this is actually what's happening with the food, with the harvest that are lying there completely rotting. That is a loss of food to local food distributors, local grocery stores, local restaurants, hospitals. They sell their harvest, all sorts of vegetables, to businesses within the state of Texas. This is where you can go into your local grocery store, and now you're going to see hardly any vegetables or fruit, depending on what they're growing, or a shortage of meat. This is what's going to happen.
And that's the point. And that's the thing. People are not going to be ready for what's about to happen.
Under this Project 2020.
You see, this famine is being orchestrated. This famine, it's also going to be a famine of water too. It's not going to just be the food. It's going to be the water too. And one of the ways that people don't understand that they're not going to be able to get water is when the power go out. There's going to be power outages, and these pumps, people don't realize it. The pumps that pump the water use electricity. So when they start yelling cyber attacks and they start blaming China and Russia and all of these different Iran and all of these different nations, they're going to be, you're going to be looking at them thinking that's it. But ultimately, you're not going to be really focused on that. You're going to be focused on the fact that you don't have anything. And people are going to start looking at each other. And that's where it's going to get real ugly. See, people, the same ones you kicking it with, the same ones who cool with you right on your block is the same ones going to be at your throat. The same ones going to be attacking you, trying to take what you have. That's the times that we coming into. But people don't seem to realize that. See, but we see it. We see this thing playing out. The Lord is setting all of this up. He's using these devils to do it. But ultimately, the famines, the pestilences, all of the evils are being brought upon by the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He's bringing it. And all of the ones who've been living sinful lives and these sinful jakes, these heathens, hey, they're going to pay dearly. And they're not going to know what hit them. See, from there, I want to get this article. This is out of the People's Voice. It says, Bill Snakes quietly seizes control of the U.S. water supply. See, people, I'm going to read it, where they talk about how this man, he's been buying up all his farmland. But what people haven't thought further to is that there's water, a lot of water running under that land. See, it says, headlines came and went. Billionaire buys farmland. Strange, maybe. It says, but who really paid attention? It says, and why would a man who admits he hates nature, who publicly champions synthetic meat, vertical farming, and lab-grown everything, buy land, and he has no intention of farming? Because according to insiders, it was never about the crops. It was about what lies beneath. These devils is crafty. It says, vast aquifers, ancient water tables, untapped reservoirs, now under the control of one man and one agenda. If you thought food shortages were the end game, you underestimated their evil. So let's get some of these words here. Aquifer. Let's get that word first.
Aquifer.
Aquifer. It's an aquifer. It says a body of permeable rock which can contain or transmit groundwater. And this is what's running under a lot of that land. See? A lot of water is running under the land of which he bought. And he owns most of the farmland. Now from there, let's get this word reservoir. It says reservoir, a large natural or artificial lake used as a source of water supply. So a lot of lakes, okay, it's a lot of lakes on that land that he bought up. And it's a lot of water running underneath. It says a reservoir is a lake that is used for storing water before it is supplied to people. And now this devil is in control of all of that. See? When all of a sudden they claiming this climate change crap, then it ain't no more water, or water supply is scarce, then people going to be losing it out here. And they not going to know why or how it hit or why it's happening. See? But hey, everything is happening right now. Everything is being played out right now. It's leading up to that point to where it's not going to be any food. It's not going to be any water. See? It says, because control the water, you control the life. It says, and what they plan to do with that control, that's where the story really begins. It says, Bill Snakes is quietly joining forces with BlackRock and his longtime ally, Peter Brabeck Lamathe, a former Nestle CEO who once said water should not be a human right. You see how these devils think? You think they care about you? It says, together they are executing a strategic takeover of America's most critical resource, the water supply. But why? Because Snakes isn't just a tech mongo. He's a natural-born monopolist. From Microsoft to Monsanto, every empire he has built has followed the same pattern: dominate the market, eliminate the competition, and reshape the system in his own image. He has been accused of antitrust violations more times than most billionaires have business cards. And then I'm going to play a little bit of this video right here. As you can see, you see all of this land within these states has huge, vast amounts of water. See? So he wasn't just buying up farmland. He wasn't just buying up the ability to farm or have animals. He was seizing control of the water. See? Right under everybody's noses. Let me continue. I'm going to play a little bit of this video, and then I want to read a little bit more and then get some scriptures. You see all the acres that this devil owns? It says 400. Let me clear this. It says 242,000 acres. Transitional 25,750 acres. Recreational 1,234 acres. A total of 268,984 acres. And you can see all of the acres and what this devil has bought in all of the states. This is not a little bit.
Stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. The seas be yours, and by the powers where we'll roam.
See, he's cornering the market. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And that's one of their
By
mottos.
cornering the market, Gates and his globalist colleagues are positioning themselves as the gatekeepers of survival. This isn't just about profits, it's about control at the most fundamental level. When you control the food, you control the people. But when you control the water, you control life itself. They're quietly acquiring aquifers, reservoirs, and key infrastructure, while feeding the public a steady diet of climate panic and manufactured drought hysteria. And when the false flag hits, when the taps run dry and chaos erupts, they'll present themselves as the saviors. But don't be fooled. The same people who engineered the crisis will be the ones offering the cure at a cost.
And that's their motto, order out of chaos. And that's what these devils is doing on a high level. It's happening now, and it's happening all over the world. And soon come, it's going to hit.
Cost you can't imagine. Because what comes next is far more dystopian than most people allow themselves to believe. The global elites always telegraph their intentions. It's not just arrogance, it's ritual. Part of their occult belief system demands they reveal their plans in plain sight, hidden behind symbolism, fiction, and so-called entertainment. At the same time, they use the media as a weapon, not just to distract, but to condition, to slowly train the public mind. So when a shocking event unfolds, the narrative is already written and the villains are conveniently pre-selected. Make no mistake, that's exactly what the mainstream media have been doing with water. The crisis has been scripted, the blame has been assigned, and now that Gates controls the water, the stage is set.
Is warning states to be vigilant against cyber attacks targeting the country's water systems, citing ongoing threats from the hackers who are associated with the governments of Iran and China.
As we reported Monday, the Environmental Protection Agency warned that cyber attacks against water utilities are becoming more frequent and more damaging nationwide. The agency is now urging systems to take immediate actions to protect the nation's drinking water.
We in NATO, we have agreed amongst all allies that in principle a cyber attack can be the start of an Article 5 procedure.
A staged cyber attack on critical infrastructure, like the water supply controlled by Gates, will serve as the perfect pretext to invoke NATO's Article 5, dragging the entire alliance into a global conflict. As you heard, the media has already framed the culprits, Iran and China. How convenient.
That's it. They've already, everything is set up. They got the media rolling. They got the wars flaring up over there in the Middle East. See, over there in Russia and Ukraine. All of these things are set up. These devils know exactly what they're doing. They have their one currency, one nation, one everything goal plan. But hey, the Lord's going to allow them, they're going to get so far with this thing, but then he's going to rain down fire and brimstone. And that's going to be the end of it. I'm going to read a little bit more, then I want to get some scriptures. It says, and now Gates is more cunning, more calculated. The media and judiciary has been bought off. He's applying the same monopolist playbook to one resource. It says none of us can survive without water. It says, by cornering the market, Gates and his globalist colleagues and positioning themselves as the gatekeepers of survival, this isn't just about profit. It's about control. See, it's about control at the most fundamental level. When you control the food, you control the people. When you control the water, you control life itself. So these devils is going for it. Everything is set up. Everything is planned. None of these things happening in the world are just by happenstance or just a coincidence. The Lord's got these devils moving. They got their goals of what they're trying to do, but the Lord ultimately is in control of this thing. All of these things were set to happen anyway. It's all prophecy. Prophecies of the Lord. The evils are coming. The evils are multiplying. And it's not going to go back. Things are going to continue to ramp up and get worse and worse and worse. All the way up until the time when Yahushua comes back. The only ones that's going to be good in the times that's coming is the elect. See, the elect of Israel. And that's why we know we need the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He's the only one that's going to be able to protect us in the times that's coming. Now from there, let's get this. Let's start out in the book of Ephesians. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 15. It says, Ephesians chapter 5 and 15, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Hey, that's the way we walk in this thing. That's the way you should walk. All of us should be walking circumspectly. See, 360 degrees, looking all around in all areas. Just like we just went into that land. It wasn't just about buying the land. It wasn't just about buying taking the farmland and controlling farming. It was about the water that was underneath. See? So we got to be looking at this thing from all levels. And as watchmen, we're watching everything. And we're going to continue to bring it out through the spirit and power of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 16, redeem me the time because the days are evil. Hey, this is the time to get right with the Lord. See, why you got time? This is the time to get right with the Lord. See, anything you know ain't right, it's time to repent, return to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. These times where you're going to be able to get yourself together with the Lord, these times is going to come to an end. See, because once the doors of mercy is closed, that's it. That's it. You're gonna be hit. You're gonna be through. You're gonna be trying to call on the Lord, and He ain't gonna be hearing you. See, this is the time now because the days are evil, and the evils are multiplying as we speak. This is it. This thing is not going back. The prophecies are rolling. The wars, the rumors of wars. This thing is setting up for the MOTB, Jacob's trouble. Everything is right here at the doors. And for the ones of us that's woke, hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has woke us up. Everybody else out here, you 2/3 Jakes, you've been blinded. You're not going to know. You're not looking for the evils. You just chilling. You partying, you having fun. You carrying on as if nothing is happening. But hey, we're going to continue to watch and pray. This is the book of, let's get this, second address. This is the book of second address, chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. This is what's going to happen. It's going to happen all of a sudden. People thinking that there's always going to be food. They're going to be able to go to the supermarket. They're going to be able to go to Sam's Club and all of these different places that's storing all of this food, and it's always going to be full. But the prophecy says the sown places, meaning the places that got all the food and all of the stock and all that, is going to appear unsown, and the full storehouses are going to suddenly be found empty. And people are not going to know what hit them. It's going to be panic. It's going to be crazy. People are going to be losing it out here. See, that's the times that we're coming into. People are going to be at each other's throats, attacking each other, breaking in on each other, taking whatever they can get. People are going to be doing any and everything they can. See, as the scriptures say, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's the times that we coming into. People are not going to be caring about your feelings and what you thinking. People are going to be doing any and everything they can to survive out here. And that's the times that we come into. Some very severe, desperate times is coming. And people don't realize it. The truck stopped rolling for any reason. These storehouses will be empty in a few days, 3 days. It'll be all cleaned out. That's how quick it's going to happen. Now from there, let's get this in second address. This is the book of second address, chapter 18. Chapter 16, I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. See, this is prophecy. This is real. This is coming. All of you out there, you used to eating 3 meals a day, getting all the food you want. You in for a rude awakening. Wait till the day your stomach going to be touching your back because there's not going to be any food out here. See? It says the beginning of famine and great death. This is coming. This is coming. See, the Lord's words never come back void. Everything that he says in his prophecies come to pass. Everything he says come to pass. It says the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So Edgar saw the visions. Edgar saw a lot of heavy visions. See, the Lord showed him everything that's happening and everything that's going to be happening in these last days. He's seen it. And he knew he would be here. It's called reincarnation. Your spirit never dies. See, when you die or your body dies, you go to the spirit realm. You go right back to the Father who created you. And you stay there until it's time for you to come back down here. He puts you in a new body. See, new parents, new body, you're back. And you come back every third and fourth generation. So Esdras, the prophet Esdras, he's here. He knew he'd be here in these times. See? He's here now. And all of the stuff that he saw, man, he was terrified because he saw all of these people dying, all of this famine. He saw all of this death. He saw all of this evil happening. He saw the wars. See? Verse 19, it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. See, these things are set up by the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Everything happening right now is to get your attention. See, when the C9 came out and people was getting the juice, that was to get your attention. The Lord set these things up. He gives you warnings. He has the prophets out here. The warnings are going out hot and heavy all over the internet. You will not have any cloak for your sin. See, the Lord is making it plain. He's bringing it out. He's got all the prophets bringing out the prophecies. See, 24/7, every day, all day, the prophecies are being put out. See, you're not going to have any cloak. And all of these warning signs are here. If you are not mindful of these scourges, you just ignoring everything that the Lord is doing to warn you, you're going to be caught up in it and you're going to be destroyed. Verse 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. See, just because you can go out, you can get a cheap meal, you can get in the line and you can just buy food. You can go to shopping and just buy stuff that you need whenever you want to. People are thinking that everything is going to stay like this. But even now, it is nowhere near as much food out here as it used to be. Not even close. See, people are thinking there's plenty of food, there's plenty of everything, but everything is getting more and more scarce. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. But even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. The evils are multiplying as we speak. See? Nothing is going back. It's finna get real bad out here, real quick. So many, like I always bring out, they estimate over 3 to 4 million handguns in Babylon the Great alone, the people are packing. So when this thing go off, it's going to be like a powder keg ready to explode. When the thing explodes, it's going to be too late. And people are going to be using that sword the way they see fit. That famine is coming. The famine is coming. You soon are not going to be able to just conveniently just get stuff. Even if you take the MOTB, it's going to be regulated. You're going to be controlled, confined, told what you can do, when you can do it, how much you can get, when you can buy, all of that. These devils going to have everything on lock. And great confusion. People going to be confused out of their mind. As the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times. And it's talking about this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding coming from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. See, this is what you're going to need in the times that are coming. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. It didn't say might. It says shall perish. Many people is about to perish. Get taken out, deleted out of there because of this famine, this great famine that's finna hit this place. It says, and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. Ain't no way out. If you're on the Lord's list, you are not going to make it. The famine don't get you, the sword will. See, the Lord ain't playing. You will not escape the judgment from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So it's best to, please the Lord. Return to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and forsake your sins. See, this is that time. Once the time is up, that's it. Verse 23, it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. It's going to be cast out as crap. Dead bodies all over the place, stinking. Animals snacking on bodies. It's going to be all kinds of things you ain't never seen. It's finna hit this place. It says, there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. See, you ain't seen nothing yet. You might have been able to sit back and watch your apocalyptic movie from the comfort of your chair, looking at what they put on the screen, but that is nothing compared to what's about to hit this place. What you've seen on screen, those apocalyptic movies, is finna be real, but it's going to be on a whole nother level. See, those movies don't depict the evils and how bad it's going to be out here. That only gives you a sample of what the Lord's got and what the Lord's finna bring out. See? Now from there, let's get this. Let's get this in Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65. I'm going to start at verse 11. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 11. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish a drink offering unto that number. Therefore I will number you to the sword. A lot of our people are getting ready to be numbered to the sword, meaning they're going to be taken out by the sword. And there's all kinds of weapons and all kinds of things out here that people are going to be using on each other. And that martial law is not going to be no joke. See? They're not going to be thinking, they're not going to be sparing people. They're not going to be listening to what you got to say. They're not listening to you talking about your rights. See? When that time comes, they're going to be taking people out. They ain't going to be thinking twice. And that's the times that we coming in. Therefore, I will number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. See, the Lord, he has his prophets speaking. He ain't about to speak himself. He got the men of the Lord out here once again, preaching and teaching his word all over the entire world, going out through the internet. See? Because when I called, ye did not answer. You walk right by the camp. You thumbed your nose up at the videos. You scoffed. You scorned. You thought this was a joke. It says, when I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did not choose wherein I delighted not. See? And did choose that wherein I delighted not. You continued on in your wickedness, Jake. You had the word right in front of you. The prophets were putting the word out, and you were thumbing your nose up. You was ignoring it. You didn't think it was important. But for those who heed this word, this is what's about to happen. It says, verse 13, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power, behold, my servants shall eat. It didn't say might, it didn't say maybe. You're going to eat in that time. See, we're going to eat in that time. We have our faith and trust in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that while everybody else out here fighting each other, starving to death, thirsting to death, the Lord's going to provide. It says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. This is about to happen on a large level. See, the Lord is going to be looking out for the elect. See, starting with the men on down, the Lord is going to be looking out for the elect. And you best believe we're going to have food. You best believe we're going to be drinking. The Lord controls everything. He controls all the elements. He controls all the resources. He controls everything you see and you don't see. The Lord is in control of all of that. So there's no doubt that the Lord's going to provide for us. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Man, it's going to be people out here just screaming in sorrow. See, they can be crying out to the Lord and he ain't going to hear you. You had your chance. You had your opportunity. And this time is now. This is no joke. This is a serious, serious time we're coming into. A time on earth that there's never been. See, we can't stress this enough. See, we've never experienced. None of the prophets experienced. No one has ever experienced what the Lord is getting ready to do. When Jacob's trouble hit that high level, hey, all hell, all chaos is going to be broke out. Evils are going to be multiplied all over the place. Things are going to be hitting so fast, so hard, people not going to know what to do. Specifically the ones that don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now from there, let's close out. Let's close out here in the book of Daniel. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1. Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. So the Lord going to have Michael, the archangel, the warring angel, he going to stand up. See? And you best believe when the Lord have Michael stand up and all the other angels, we going to be good in that time. See, it's all about having that mark or that hedge of exemption, that thawa. See? That spiritual mark of exemption. While these evil angels is getting down on people, destroying them left and right, the Lord is going to have his righteous right-hand side angels over the elect, protecting you, guiding you, keeping you, leading you. See? Keeping you from the evils, because that's what the Lord is going to do for his elect. It says, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people, the Israelites, specifically the elect. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. See, the world ain't ready for what's about to hit. The world ain't ready for what's about to hit. See, we can see it. We can see it. It's gonna be worse than you can think. It's gonna be worse than you can imagine. You're gonna need the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You're not gonna be able to shoot your way out, prep your way out. You're not going to be able to do none of those things. See? You're going to need divine intervention. You're going to need the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Every one that shall be found written in the book. And in the book of Revelation, it's called the book of life. Everyone that's written in that book is going to be delivered. Ultimately, they were chosen before the foundation of the world to receive salvation. And those are the ones that the Lord is looking out for. So while all of these prophecies are going out, the warnings are going out, the ones that the Lord is not going to protect or save in that time, those are the ones getting ready to be taken out. Those are the ones going to be howling for vexation of spirit because they weren't set up. They've been blinded. They think this thing is a joke. They think these prophecies and the prophets are a joke, but they're sadly mistaken. These things are coming to pass. They're coming to pass now, and they're coming to pass in the future. Every single prophecy is going to come to pass, and we know this. We know the prophecies are coming to pass. We're seeing it now. So, hey, just stay vigilant, stay watchful, stay occupied with these prophecies, because this is the times that we're living in. See, this is a time like none other. Stay circumspect. Stay circumspect, especially now. In the times that we're living in, we ain't never been this close to the end of this thing. See? So, hey, with that, I hope that you were edified. This has been famine and water shortages is coming to America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.